Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do your June the 19th spiritual principle a day in a meditation. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Okay, the title of the meditation is Communicating Honestly in Service. Open, honest, and straightforward communication nurtures the spirit of service in our fellowship and poisons the impulse to govern. That comes from the 12 concepts of NA service, 12th concept. At its best, our service to NA is selfless, the right thing, done for the right reason. Selflessness may be a stretch for us at times. It requires us to keep our egos in check while communicating with each other honestly, directly, and respectfully. Committed as we may be, we can't do this perfectly, but it's something we aspire to. When we make an honest effort to fulfill our primary purpose, whether one-on-one, through a home group, or in some facet of our service system, we have the opportunity to reinforce the best aspects of ourselves. This is a benefit to us as individuals as well as to our common welfare. Selfless service calls on us to apply everything we know about spiritual principles. The experience we gained from working the steps and applying traditions comes to bear big time. We learn a lot about open-mindedness when we work step 2, for example, and then as we serve, open-mindedness finds a new purpose as we exchange ideals in a business meeting. Likewise, the importance of inclusion that we first encountered in Tradition 1 reinforces our belief in a spirit of rotation, making it a little easier to end a commitment. We practice honesty and gain clarity as we inventoried our lives, past and present. This practice proves invaluable in service as we strive to foster healthy, honest communication. When we tend to our spiritual condition, it's easier to come correct to service. We've done the work and can trust ourselves to act appropriately. We're able to set aside the rigidity, ancient resentments, and impulse to control that can interfere with a spirit of service. Fortunately, we're not all sick on the same day, and a spiritually fit majority has a way of keeping our worst impulses in check. At some point or other, we'll probably get our turn to play the role of that difficult member. The good news is that honest communication has a way of neutralizing the countless forms that self-will can take. I will practice the spiritual principles of honesty and open-mindedness in my service to NA today. I will encourage I will encourage open communication and unity by acknowledging others' efforts to do the same. Yeah, that's a heavy one. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence, please. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. What a powerful meditation, talking about communicating honestly in service. And as it riddles through, right, it just rips through our step work and how it is beneficial for us in service. And it details all of this information in paragraph 1 and 2, right? Take a look at that. It just details it for us, right? The purpose of that is to set the stage, right? It's to reduce the impact of pain as it gets into the third paragraph. So here we are, we're working our steps. We have developed open-mindedness. We become willing to exchange ideals. And we understand that, there's the spirit of rotation, which allows us to get out of doing service before we become too evil-minded about it and get angry and people can't figure out why we're even doing it. So with the spirit of rotation, we're able to remove ourselves cordially, allow someone else to do it, and then come back when we're ready. All of that, right? This is a mature individual that is working a program and applying this to their service work. And it even acknowledges we don't get this perfectly right, doing the right thing for the right reasons, the spirit of selflessness, right? We don't get that perfectly right. But the beautiful part about it is that there's enough of us doing it that when I'm having a bad day, someone else is on point. Someone else is actually thinking with clarity and serving for the right reason, and they're able to communicate. Well, this sounds like you might be self-willing on this situation, right? You sound like you're very much attached and meshed to the outcome of this. And we're going to take a group conscience. We're going to take a vote. And however it comes out, you're just going to have to deal with it if it doesn't go the way you want, right? So when I'm having a good day, someone else is having a great day when it comes to service. And it somehow balances itself out. There's been some very heated debates at business meetings. But someone to come in and say, let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of serenity prayer, and go back to the discussion after that, right? Someone that is on top of their game that day will say, let's take a moment because we're getting very heated here. And as with anything, you have relationships with people around the rooms, you have friendships, you have things that go south. You have different things that are not necessarily always positive with some of the people that are also doing service for the same group as you. And so sometimes that stuff sneaks up in our intention to make a point, in our intention to come out the victor, right? And so that stuff kind of attaches itself. And before we know it, we've made a mountain out of a molehill. Our mind has told us that, no, they're not getting over me again. I'm definitely going to stand my ground on this one. And it's not even going to seem like it's personal because it's service. But you're wrong, right? It is personal. If you can start reasoning that way, it is personal, right? I've heard of some crazy situations with certain groups. And I know that when business meetings come, that is the perfect opportunity to address whatever is going on at the meetings on a regular basis. Because the group's primary purpose, right, is to carry the message to the addict that still suffers. And that message is what? That any addict can stop using, lose a desire to use, and find a new way to live. That's the message. And that's what a group does. And in our service commitment, we get to be a part of that with honest communication, with open-mindedness and willingness, right? We mature in this program and we do service in that manner. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you. I hope that you will consider this meditation more on your own. And I hope that you will also have a beautiful day on purpose. I know you can do it. Happy Juneteenth to some of you out there. I hope that you make it the most beautiful Juneteenth that you've ever experienced. Talk to you soon.